Hello there, you amazing people. So till now we have learned that what are the different data representation techniques in statistics. That is the type 1, type 2 and type 3 representation. Then we learned about a basic introduction, that we learned a basic introduction of the different types of measures of central tendency, which are mean, median and mode. And then we learned about mode, that is we solved some questions on mode with each type 1, type 2 and type 3 category. And we also learned that what is mode, why do we need mode, and what are its advantages and disadvantages. So in the previous video we learned that what is mean, why do we use mean, what are its advantages, disadvantages, and the formula for each type of data representation, that is type 1, type 2 and type 3. And in this particular video we will be solving some numerical on mean. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, you must be knowing about these particular formula corresponding to each type in mean. So the first one, the first formula is for type 1, where I have to take a summation of all the different types of observation present in my data, and then I have to divide by the number of observation. And in type 2, I have to take a summation of each class value and the number of frequency corresponding to that class value, and then I have to divide it by the total number of frequencies. And similarly I have to do this for type 3, but instead of xi I have to use the mid value of a class interval. So now let us see each and every type of problem. So for type 1 I have this type of formula, and the type 1 is basically representation of data in a sequence. So I have my first question. So the first question says that I have to find mean of the data where my data is in form of a sequence, because it is a type 1 problem, and my data is 2, 3, 7, 8, 3 and 11, and I have to find the mean for this data. So what I can do is that I can simply use this formula, that is summation of xi divided by number of observations. My data here is 2, 3, 7, 8, 3, 11. So if I use this formula, therefore I have to first take the summation of each and every observation, that is 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 plus 3 plus 11, and then I have to divide it by the number of observations. Here my number of observation is going to be 6, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 observation, and then calculating this I will be getting 34 by 6, which is equal to 5.667 something. Okay, now let us move towards our question number 2. So in the question number 2, I have been given that I have a data set and the mean of that data set is 9. The data set that I have used is 2, 3, 7, x and 11. And x here is an unknown value. So I have to find x using this data set and the mean that I have been presented. So in order to solve this, so I have been given my mean, which is equal to 9. And my data set is 2, 3, 7, x, 11, and I have to find this x. So my mean basically is equal to 9, and that 9 is further equal to the summation of each individual observation and divided by the number of observation, which is equal to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I can do is that I can take 5 here, therefore I'll be getting 45 is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus x plus 11. This implies that my x is equal to 45 minus of 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, 5 plus 7 is equal to 12, 12 plus 15, this is 15, right? No, 12 plus 11 is equal to 23, therefore I'll be getting this as 22. So my x is coming out to be 22. So this is how you can solve type 1 questions. Now let us move to type 2, that is my data is grouped with single class interval, a single class value, and my formula is this. Now let us move towards our question. So in the question I have been given a table where my first column represents my age of different students, and the second column represents the frequency of each and the frequency of the students. So in the first column my values are 14, 15, 16 and 17, and in the second column I have my values are 10, 20, 8 and 12. And now I have to find the mean of this particular table. Now let us try to solve this problem. Let me begin by first drawing the table. So my first column is my age, which is xi. The second column is my number of students, which is equal to fi. And the values of my table are 14, 15, 16, 17. These are my xi column. And this is my 10, 20, 8, and 12. If I take the summation of these individual frequencies, that is my summation of fi, this is equal to 10 plus 20 plus 8 plus 12, which is equal to 50. Now I'm going to draw another column. This column is going to be xi fi, which is the multiplication of my age column and the frequency column. So 40 multiplied by 10 is equal to 140. Similarly, this is going to be equal to 300. This is going to be equal to 128. And this one is going to be equal to 204. And now if I take the summation of these values, that is summation of xi fi, I'm going to get a value that is 772. Now I have to simply put these values in my formula, which is summation of xi fi divided by summation of fi. So this formula is for type 2 problem. Now after substituting the values, I'm going to get 772 divided by 50, and this is further equal to 15.44. So this is going to be my answer, that is 15.44. So this is how you can solve type 2 of problems. Now let us move towards our type 3, that is group data with class value in the interval. And my formula is going to be this, where you have to just use the exact same formula as type 2, and the only change that is going to be is you have to use xim instead of xi, where xim represents my mid value of the class interval. So suppose this is my question. Now let me draw this table. So let me draw my table. This is xi fi. So my first class interval is 0 to 9 and the respective frequency is 2. My second class interval is 10 and up to 19. Then I have 20 up to 29. Then I have 30 up to 39. And the frequency is 10, 12, 8. So this is my xi column, this is my fi column. Now I have to find the mean of this table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another column that is going to represent my xim, that is the mid value of each class interval. So when my class interval is 0 to 9, then the mid value of this is going to be 0 plus 9 divided by 2, which is equal to 4.5. When my class interval is 10 to 19, my mid value is going to be 10 plus 19 divided by 2, which is equal to 14.5. Similarly, this is equal to 24.5. This one is going to be equal to 34.5. So these are my xim values. Now what I have to do is that I have to simply use this formula, that is summation of xim multiplied by fi divided by summation of fi. So here, if I put these values here, what I'm going to get is that 2 multiplied by 4.5 plus 10 multiplied by 14.5 plus 12 multiplied by 24.5 plus 8 multiplied by 34.5. So if I write this down here, I'm going to write here 2 multiplied by 4.5 plus 10 multiplied by 14.5 plus 12 multiplied by 24.5 plus 8 multiplied by 34.5, and the number of values and the frequency is going to be equal to 2 plus 10 plus 12 plus 8, which is going to be 32. Now if I solve this, I'll be getting my value as 22.625. So this is going to be my mean. So this value 22.625 is going to be my mean. So this is how you can solve the problems of each type, that is type 1, type 2 and type 3. In the next video, we'll be learning about median, We'll be learning that what is median, why do we use it, its advantages, disadvantages, and after that, just like this video, we'll be solving some questions based entirely on median. So we'll meet in the next video. Until then, bye bye.